Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Have you ever wanted to play Even Paladin but maybe been a little bit frustrated about the apparent cost? Looking at the deck list on like HS Replay, you can see that Even Paladin decks typically cost like 10,000 dust and have 5 legendary cards. They seem pretty hard to come by. If you have, I have some good news for you. Because I built this Budget Even Paladin list. Can it really be a budget list? Well, it depends on your definition of a budget list, I suppose. Because this deck has, obviously, Gen Greymane. You have to have Gen Greymane in order to play any Even decks. I suppose you don't really have to. You could just play Even deck without Gen, but then you don't get the upgraded hero power, so it kind of doesn't make sense. Anyway, assuming that you have Gen Greymane, this build does not include any other epic or legendary cards, only basic, common and rare cards, for a total cost of 3040 dust, of which Gen alone is 1600, so more than half of the entire cost of the deck is just that Gen Greymane. Next thing you obviously want to know is, okay, does it work? Yeah, I played this on ranks 5 and 4 early in January, and I went 7 and 3 with this particular list, pretty much crushing my way through the opposition. Very, very solid deck. It didn't really even feel like playing a budget deck, it's just Even Paladin. That Paladin hero power at 1 cost is very powerful, and you're able to do a lot of nice things, even on a budget with Even Paladin. How does this differ from the full cost Even Paladin? This is a bit faster list. It doesn't have quite as much reach in the late game, it doesn't have quite as big threats in the late game. However, Bone Mare is a very nice 8-drop still, so it does give you quite a bit of power there, but it's no Lich King or Tyrion. And it's therefore a little bit more focused on the early game. There are a little bit more 2-drops in this deck. This is an Amani Berserker build. Amani Berserker sees occasional play in full cost lists as well, but full cost lists are typically a little bit slower, a little bit more mid-rangey. Amani makes this a bit more aggressive. This also runs 2 copies of Sound the Bells. Sound the Bells allows you to get more value out of your cheaper minions, that you have more in this deck than you would have in a full cost Even Paladin. But other than that, it has a lot of the regular Even Paladin tools, because you have access to stuff like Equality Pyromancer. Those are both rare, so they are some of the more expensive cards in this list, but they're still not out of reach. And you also have access to things like Spike-Rit Steed. A very, very powerful buff card. Overall, the buff package is here in power with Spike-Rit Steed and also with Blessing of Kings. And the deck also features 1 copy of Spirit of the Tiger to get the most out of your spells. It mostly plays out like a full cost Even Paladin. You play powerful stuff on curve, you have ability to buff up your minions, and you protect your board, and you hit a lot of face. Making good use of your 1 mana cost hero power, so that you can use that in order to get those tokens out there, and when you have a bunch of tokens you can use Equality in creative ways. Those tokens can help you clear out stuff with Consecration or with True Silver Champion. Tokens can be buffed if necessary, or they just clear out the obstacles so that your other minions can hit a lot of face. In the final stages you have a little bit of reach with this one with the Argent Commander and with Bone Mares and True Silver Champion. So your reach is a little bit weaker than the full cost one, and you have to try to compensate for that with the good use of Amani Berserkers and buffs in the early game. Still, a very powerful deck. In fact, so powerful that at times it doesn't even feel like you're playing on a budget. I suppose you're obviously interested in what does this look like if you have no dust limitations. Well, then it looks something like this. There are multiple ways to build Even Paladin right now. I took a look at HS Replay statistics, and this is one of the highest performing builds out there at the moment. But overall the winner has not yet been declared. There are several different approaches. This one runs Spirit of the Tiger, some of them do. Some of them run Valanir, some of them run Dino Size, some of them run the Glass Knight. So there are multiple different approaches to this list. What all of them do, however, is that they run the Corpse Taker package. So you have Corpse Taker, and you want a Corpse Taker to gain Taunt, Divine Shield, Lifesteal and Wind Fury. And in order to enable that, they run Crystalsmith Kangor, giving Divine Shield and Lifesteal. There's Sunkeeper Tarim, very powerful minion on its own right, which is also a taunt minion. Wind Fury Harpy for Wind Fury. Lich King also gives taunt. Tyrion gives Divine Shield and taunt. And as you can see, Lich King, Tyrion, these are very powerful minions on their own right as well. And they typically also run Avenging Wrath. Some of them do only 1 copy, some of them do 2 copies. Something like equally the Avenging Wrath can be devastating in the late game. So as you can see, this build has a little bit fewer 2-drops. It's not so aggressive, not so focused on the early game. It's more about the Corpse Taker coming in. It's more about the big threats that you can make. It's more about Tarim equalizing the board or giving you additional burst. And it's about Avenging Wrath giving you reach as well. This is not the only way to build Even Paladin. Some of them use those Glass Knight, Dino Size, Valanier. So there are some differences, but according to statistics, this is currently one of the best performing builds. But how do you get from the budget version to this version? I mean, this is 4 additional legendaries, 4 additional epics, a couple of commons, but those are interchangeable pretty much, so you're looking at dropping another 8,000 dust to get here. But I'm going to show you exactly how to do that one as well. So we go for the upgrade path. This is the budget version of the deck that we have, and wants to start switching over cards one by one or in small groups in order to get to the full cost version. The first card that I would change for this list would be Tyrion. Why Tyrion? I generally would actually prefer the Lich King as the biggest and best 8-drop, but Tyrion is from the classic set and it's a powerful card. It's not rotating out. Lich King is rotating out of standard format in April, so we should do Tyrion first. And in order to do Tyrion, we can cut 1 Bone Mare and we can add Tyrion, and boom, we have buffed up the deck. With this Tyrion switch, we have also started to move towards making the Corpse Taker package entry into this deck to make it a little bit less aggressive and a little bit more mid-rangey. Step number 2. Although in general I try to prefer the legendary cards that do not rotate out anytime soon, Sunkeeper Tarim is just so incredibly strong it cannot be ignored. Even though it's from Journey to Angoro, so it rotates out of standard format in April, the next move is to replace 1 copy of Sound the Bells, which gave you a little bit of way to get some board presence by buffing up your minions, with Sunkeeper Tarim, which accomplishes the same, but it can also take down opponents' big minions. So it's a lot more flexible card in that regard. Step number 3 is to add another legendary card, this time one that isn't going to rotate out anytime soon, Crystalsmith Kangor from the Boomsday project. And at this point we can take out one of the Acidic Swamp Oozes. We remove one of the tech cards we had in the list in order to make room for another 2-drop. After making these 3 legendary switches, we have also enabled the Corpse Taker package to a large extent. We have added Divine Shield, Lifesteal, added Taunt, Divine Shield. So the Corpse Taker package is becoming much more reliable as we make these changes, and as a next step we can add in the Corpse Taker package. In order to add the Corpse Taker package we need to change a total of 3 cards. So we're removing one of the Saronite Chain Gangs and we're removing one of the Spellbreakers in order to put in 2 copies of Corpse Taker. But this is not everything, because we also want to give Corpse Taker Wind Fury. In order to give Corpse Taker Wind Fury, it's time to give up on the 2nd copy of Bone Mare and add in a Wind Fury Harpy. So now we have a reliable Corpse Taker package in this Wind Fury, Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Taunt, everything. As our next step we want to add some of that late game reach to the deck, and we do that by adding the Avenging Wraths. At this point, now that we're adding more late game reach, we can give up on some of the early game. So we're cutting the Amani Berserkers and we're adding the Avenging Wraths instead. In addition to this move, at this point we can also make another move, which will be to cut the final copy of Sound the Bells from the deck in favor of adding another copy of Argent Protector. So here the Argent Protector comes in. The final upgrade step in this process is to remove Saronite Chain Gang, which is a taunt minion, in favor of a bit bigger taunt minion, the Lich King. And now we have reached the full cost version of Even Paladin. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now it's time to go back to the budget version, take this deck to the ladder and see how it goes. I guess I really need the minions. Lots of priests around tonight. He kept 3 cards. I'm a little bit worried about that. I don't think I dare to hero power. Forget about no Lich or Tyrion. Yeah, that's kind of a thing when... That is just kind of a thing here. I need to go in with the Amani. It should allow the cleric to draw 1. Why don't you run steeds? Of course I run steeds. I'm not a maniac. I'll try Cleric Dark Reaper. Combo Priest? I can't get a kill on the Cleric. I can't get a kill on the Cleric next turn. I'll do 1 bells here. But the real problem is that I can't kill the Cleric. So many true silver champions. I want to hit into the cleric. I do. I want to get this to be a 5-2 right now. He can heal first, of course. But that should limit his options a little bit. Mass Hysteria next turn would be solid. I was able to draw a lot with the cleric, but I mean, I had no answer. Nah, it's a budget priest. Yeah, absolutely. Mass Hysteria would be really solid next turn. But I think I'll take the chance. Actually, I don't want to kill that. Because when I don't kill that, then Mass Hysteria might not be able to kill the Spirit of the Tiger. I think this is the line. This opens up a possibility of another cleric play, but it's not like he's lacking cards. Because now Mass Hysteria just might not be able to kill the Spirit. Duskbreaker obviously does. But that was not avoidable anyway then. I think this is a Mind Blast Priest. It's only 2 more turns until Anduin, and he's been able to draw a lot. And once Anduin comes down, it kills everything that has 5 or more attack. So all of these minions will just die. Okay, but let's see. I mean, Mind Blast Priest is one of the best decks to play against Even Paladin in general. I don't think I've ever lost to Even Paladin. I must have lost some time. Do I trade away the Witch Doctor? Probably not, right? Repentance seems decent enough. Go Blessing, Repentance. I'm punching face. I don't think there's a reason for me to punch anywhere else but face. And doing on 8 would of course be incredible. He also has a pair of Shadow Visions cards, so he can have plenty of screams or stuff. Or he can have Mind Blasts, but this kind of indicates Scream to me. Although he would actually want to Scream the Witch Doctor, so if it's a Scream then that was a mistake. He wanted to Scream the Witch Doctor.
Let me change your mind.
Does he have Anduin for next turn? I guess it's kind of unlikely. 9 damage. I was wondering whether to spend the Consecration, because he could also have the Primordial Drake for next turn. That'd be pretty decent. I guess this is still a consecration turn. I'll trade away that small minion. These go face. There can be a Primordial Drake and it will kill 2 of these. But it will also buff up the Amani Berserker. So that's kind of my goal right now. If we place the Primordial Drake, I can use the Amani and the Drusilla Champion to kill it. Then I can still push 5 to face. But that's going to be enough is another matter. If he plays Anduin, he kills the 5/5. But then I have the ability to Bone Mare next turn. And keep pushing with that. Okay. That was surprising. 7 damage here. So with the Bone Mare I'm still 1 off now. Even if nothing else happens. So I would have 9 damage here. Put him down to 3. What if he plays a Primordial Drake next turn? What if he plays Anduin next turn? He goes up to 8. I have 8 from hand. Let's go. We're pushing face. Okay. I have 8 from hand. Primordial Drake is not an out. Anduin is not an out. There might be some other outs though. You should have screamed the Acolyte into the deck, that was incorrect. You want to scream the Acolyte, it's a fairly useless card for me. And that's a win. I think I tried something like this. It's still rough if he has a Cleric.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Let's see. I don't think not doing the hero power is going to do much though, because I have the Argent Protector. So if he plays the Cleric here, I just give this fellow Divine Shield. And if he doesn't play the Cleric, well, then I just play the Amani. Is this NA or EU? This is EU. It's a new season, you know. So, OTK Priest most likely, right? I think I'm protecting the health of the Amani at the moment. I'll trade it away. Let's keep the Amani nice and healthy for the time being. I don't really yeah, that's OTK, alright. Lots of things can come with the coins and everything. I want to give him a second coin. I really hate that. But I haven't drawn a silence yet. Next turn he can already play a Mass Hysteria if he likes. I think the optimal line here is to just buff up the Amani and go face with everything. I don't think I have time for niceties like trading away the Gargoyle. No, he made the trade for me. But next turn he can Scream, because he has 2 coins. So I need to be careful about what I commit here. So many options for him. But pushing 7 puts him down to 15. I also kind of need to set up lethals, but that doesn't seem possible at the moment. I think I have to just hero power and push that 7 damage. Because he already has enough mana to get the Scream done. Of course, if he goes like double coin into later into Gallery or something, that might be tricky. He goes double coin Scream. This was the expected result. And I respawn by playing more minions now. Obviously not quite enough to kill him, but something. I think I have to kill the Lyra, right? Lyra's just pretty scary. Is it that scary though? how much can he really do with the Lyra? What if I just put him down to 6? What's going to happen? I think we're going to give it a try. I just bells all of these fellows. And hit face with all of them. Let's put him down to 6 health. He can have the Lyra. Thing is, even Mass Hysteria might not clear this. He has no more coins because he's spent double coin to Scream. I obviously don't have lethal from hand if he screams again, for example. So second scream would be still good. Second scream was still good. What do you know? Next turn he could play like Lich King. And to play around Lich King, I need to play Argent Commander and the Ooze. And put him down to 2. If he plays Lich King, I just Boneware the Argent Commander and the Ooze will kill him. See? Perfect. That's what it looks like when you make a plan and it works. Do I need equality against Rogue? I might. I might also need a silence. We'll try with something like this. Oh, again, this is terrible, of course.
We have turned our curse into
So, what kind of rogue?
None will
This one is an old rogue. Alright. Now we're actually facing top tier decks. Coining Amani is not very powerful. I'll probably need to find Pyromancer or something. That's my Pyromancer, alright. Pyromancer can hopefully buy enough time when used at the right moment. About how much longer will you be playing budget decks? I haven't decided yet. What about it? Do you want to see non-budget decks, or what is the reason to ask? Now we're trying to get through this with, and now we're trying to get somewhere with Even Paladin.
Halt! Who goes there?
Oh, Pyro and the bells. But I'm afraid I have to spend the coin. Or I have to take some damage. One way or the other. I have the Pyro equality clear. Maybe I can afford to take a little bit of damage. I was considering whether I could do Pyro and bells clear. But that might not be strong enough. Noble Sacrifice, Redemption. Noble Sacrifice seems so solid enough. Let's take the Noble Sac. Alright. I'm taking some damage here. But I would need to bait some stuff into the clear. My alternative play here would have been to coin the silence. It would have been a recent move. Because he wants to go face with that 5/5 every time. Yep, the 5/5 goes face. I think I'm silencing it now. Let's stop the growth for the time being. See if we can get some more stuff from him on the board.
The Brotherhood shall
We can get a little, but not a lot. We can get just a little. I still kind of don't want to do the Pyromancer clear. Because after that I just can't hold the board. Noble Sack would have been nice here, but I think we'll take this. Let's see. If he can find some good Leroy kind of stuff, then that might be a lot, but we'll try. Because if he like goes all face, Then next turn's probably something like Equality, Pyro and the Bells. I'm not actually sure if it's going to be that, but we'll see. He has 4 cards. If he plays like Fungal Mancer and goes all face, I'm taking 9. That might put me down low enough that then he can finish me off if I can't find any taunts. But if he starts trading here, we'll see. Well, Budget Priest got me from rank 3 to rank 5, but we're working our way back upwards again. You can't really play budget decks in Legend because the meta is so different, so I have to do it now before I climb. Did he have time to do everything? I guess he kind of didn't. I still don't want to do the bells yet. But if I play again and he plays hard removal, I think that's still the line. Take the trade there and play it again. Let's see about this. I'm still at 23. I just want him to commit a little bit more resources on this board. But if he has like Vilespine out there, then I don't think this bait is enough. He's not going to take this bait. He is actually going to take this bait. Nice bait, mate. I irradiate out Fate. Can I deal 4 damage? Pyro, coin, bells, bells, bells. And he just spent the Wildspine Slayer. Alright, we'll go for that. It's bells time. Let's kill all of those minions here. I think this is appropriate. It really depends on class and everything. Some of them are pretty good, but others are pretty bad. He had a deadly poison. I could not avoid the deadly. Now we get some good stuff going here. And I think I should still be fine. Alright. He still has 3 cards remaining. I've seen a Void Ripper, I've seen a Vilespine. A Vicious Fledgling. Okay, what else? I mean, what is he saving? Are these like burst? They could be like burst. Well, I will just trade here. And bone marrow this up to trade there. So is there like something like Leroy Coldblood? And that's everything. So there are no epics, no legendaries, except for the Gen. I played some budget decks, actually for the past week now. This is the first even budget deck that I play. The others were simply regular budget decks. I don't like the spirit too much with a budget list, probably worth it. Yeah, that was kind of my thinking as well.
It's time for a little blood.
I don't think I want a preemptive trade over there. I think this one just goes face. Meyer, how's it going so far? Well, we have reached rank 4 again. So, and we started from 0 stars. So, could Spirit be replaced with Valanir? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you could just take the Spirit out and put Valanir in. That would be completely fine. That was weird. What's the plan? Now that's extremely weird. I suppose I have to go with 1 bell. Bell time. Take the trade. Bit unfortunate. He could just dagger this down. Yeah, you already have the chain gangs in this list anyway, so you get all the... well, I guess not anymore the best synergy. Yeah, Valanir works just fine there. Wait, what? What is this madness? I don't even know. Do I put 6 to the face? No, I think I'll kill that minion. That allows him to value trade in return. But I still have like consecration and stuff available. Deadly poison is kind of nice. Does have a 1-drop? No 1-drop. Then we ooze. And we berserk. And we hero power. And then we push 6 to face. Okay, he makes the trade. That's cool. Then what? We got rid of the deadly poison. He can obviously still just hit into the tree too if he likes. The Finch clan tugging. Well, I can't kill it even with a consecration here. Well, I can, but that requires sacrificing the Amani. I think I'm fine with just taking the dagger away for now. And hitting face. Let's see. Because I have some capability to clear here. He has a lot of cards. If I can maintain minions on the board, then if I can draw any buffs, then those minions will be much more threatening. And if he builds a too threatening of a board, then I can simply clear it. He still needs to equip the dagger. Well, he is going to equip the dagger and kill the ooze, obviously. Which sort of protects the Tug. Might also end up that I can use just the consecration and one of the 1/1s to clear the Tug. Well, now that would leave the Edwin. 6 to the dome. Yeah, we're putting 6 to the dome. Who wants to clear this kind of stuff? 10, 11, 13. He gets another 17 from hand. It's more than Leroy double cold blood.
To battle.
Burn.
Now we're putting it all to the dome. I don't think he has 17 from hand. Leroy double cold blood is not enough. For sure cold blood in hand. Yeah, but Leroy double cold blood is not enough. He needs more than Leroy and double cold blood. And I just kill him with equality consecration and the true silver champion. He doesn't have weapon removal. Maybe he has a... If he actually has a... Glutton Zeus, it might change things a little bit. But like, I more expect stuff like Dark Reapers. And Dark Reapers died to the equality consecration. So they don't even matter.
Burn.
Who is smirking now? I don't think I can afford to keep Spirit in the mulligan. I just don't think I can afford that. If I had like Spirit Kings offered, I probably would have kept it. Priest kept 2 cards, but he didn't play a Cleric. I think I'll just hero power here. The main other option was to coin Pyromancer to get as much power on the board as fast as possible.
Not on my watch.
4 mana 4 7 plus 4 or 5. He card, so he should have some removal out there. So some kind of mass hysteria and stuff can come. Not sure if I'm fast enough here. He's looking for mass hysteria for next turn, maybe. Mass hysteria might end up with something living. Kind of hard to say. I think I want the chain gang out there. That increases the odds of stuff living through mass hysteria. Okay, seems like a decent deck, could be improved for corpse and avenging. Yeah, obviously. Okay, a couple of things lived. That's nice. Do I use the coin? No, I want to push face damage as much as possible. So I want the kings out here. And then I want to hit face. Alright, we've seen one mass hysteria. Another mass hysteria cannot kill the chain gang at the moment. But of course he can have silences and stuff. So I have 8, 9. I don't quite have enough. He can scream next turn. So if I go with the true silver, that's 13. I'm 1 off. But he does not have weapon removal in that deck. So that's still better than going with the steed, right? What if he has something like Talnos Spirit Lash? He's going to have 7 mana anyway next turn. I think I actually want to steed here. Because Talnos Spirit Lash was a board clear, if not for the steed. If he goes for Psychic Scream, he cannot heal. And then I will finish him off with the True Silver anyway. I did not want to let him have that availability of potential Talnos Spirit Lash, get a bunch of healing and clear the board. So it had to be the steed. There was only one correct play. The Hunter. Let's see. I thought the deck plays no Talnos. It was OTK Priest. They do play it. Well, he would have cleared the board even without Talnos, but then it would not have healed enough with the Spirit Lash, but... yeah. So I have the option to coin the Amani. Yeah, this is tricky, because do I want to coin the Spellbreaker or do I want to coin the Amani? I think I might want to coin the Spellbreaker, because he played that tracking, so it makes me think it's Death Rattle, but then it's Spell Hunter, and then everything goes wrong, and then I'm all sad, and I die. It's Spell Hunter, by the way. It was not. It was not what I expected it to be. If I expected Spell Hunter, I would have played Amani Berserker into Argent Protector to get the Amani Divine Shield. But I have no spells available. So I'm expecting Wandering Monster. I want the Amani out there. Wandering Monster or Explosive. This kills most Wandering Monsters with 3 attack. It's very unlikely that he would get a Wandering Monster that doesn't die to that. Now obviously he could flanking strike the Amani, but that's why I play the Divine Shield on it. That could be another Wandering Monster, or it could be Explosive Trap, or... so many options. If I attack with this one first and it's a Wandering Monster... no, I want to Kings this and attack with that. But what if it's Freezing Trap? If it's Freezing Trap, it's terrible with this one first. Or do I just have to play True Silver Champion? But then he can kill this. I have to attack with this one first and hope it's not a Wandering Monster. Hope it's an Explosive Trap. It's an explosive or freezing, and that was great. He could have a Deadly Shot though. So Deadly Shot is bad for me here. He does not necessarily have it. I think I make 4 wolves. That's also pretty decent. I want to keep pushing face damage. Next time we're playing Steed and getting a 6/6 out there. He had a Hunter's Mark. That was surprisingly good. Intubated arrow, that was even better. Is my Steed even strong enough anymore? Not necessarily. But I can't do bells yet, because there's too much stuff. I still have to play the Steed. Punch him in the face. Yeah, I think this was a bit too strong. I thought I got this, but between the secrets and the Hunter's Mark and the baited arrow and the big spellstone, it turned out to be just a bit too much. I would need a board clear. Hopefully it takes him a while to get through this, but I don't think it takes him long enough. I really need a consecration or something. He just had, well, he has a lot of spells in that deck. Why did he kill off the minion though? I can only do 2 bells. 2 bells is not enough. Sadly, I am very dead. Yeah, we lost that one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.